Okay, number 25 is another one that I would consider to be pretty high level. If you want to get a 5 out of 5, you might need to know how to do this one. But this is pretty advanced. So it says which expression is equivalent to 8x cubed to the third power? Well, one option that you have here, let me see. Yep. Okay, one option that you have here is if you know, well, you can type 8 to the 2/3 power. Okay, that much we can evaluate. Maybe you remember this. Let me show you this. Okay, you know how this 8 has an exponent of 1 on it? Okay, so what we end up with here, when you're raising a power of a product like this, some of you remember the shortcut. Like if I have, for example, x squared to the third power, that means x squared times x squared times x squared, right? Okay, and so that is equal to x to the 6th. And so the shortcut when you're raising a power to a power is that, yes, you can multiply the exponents. All right, well, that same principle applies here. If I have 8x cubed to the 2/3 power, then I can multiply the exponent here, and I can multiply it here. So we end up with this, 8 to the 2/3 power times x to the 3 times 2/3. 3 times 2/3. You can grab a calculator if you want to do that. It ends up giving you 2. And so we end up with this, 8 to the 2/3 power times x to the 2nd power. And so if you don't know what 8 to the 2/3 power is, okay, I'll tell you again over here, just as a side note, the math behind this. What 8 to the 2/3 power means is the numerator of that fractional exponent is the power. The denominator is the root. Okay, exponent and root. So what 8 to the 2/3 power means is it means this. It means the third root, the cube root, of 8 to the 2nd power. In other words, the cube root of 64. 8 squared is 64. And what the cube root of 64 is this. Okay, 64 is equal to 4 cubed. 4 times 4 times 4 is 64. And so the cube root of 4 cubed is 4. 8 to the 2/3 power is equal to 4. Now, I wouldn't expect freshman algebra students to work all that out, but you do have access to technology. So I'm just going to, again, encourage you to use the technology. 8 to the 2/3 power. You can evaluate this using your scientific calculator here. 8, we want to raise it to, so use x to the y power. We want to raise it to a fraction. So we need parentheses around this. 8 to the 2/3 power. And I apologize, I don't think the screen maybe shows this. I'm not sure. What I just typed and what showed up in this yellow box was an 8 and then a caret in parentheses 2 divided by 3. Okay, and at this point, if I hit enter or equal, what it tells me is that it equals 4. Okay, so the things you need to know in order to be successful with a problem like number 25 is the power of a power property, power of a product property, that you can multiply those exponents there. And then the next thing would be know that you have technology at your disposal, and 8 to the 2/3 power is equal to 4. So this is equal to 4x squared. Again, using the technology, you would just have to type 8, raise it to the 2 divided by 3 power. Okay, remember this caret feature, to raise it to a miscellaneous exponent, you have to use the x to the y button on your calculator. Okay, so I'm going to select A for number 25. Let's go ahead and do 20. No, I'll do that in the next one.